What's up? What's poppin', y'all? We got my man Charles Harris over here. About to ask him a few things, get his opinion on some things in the world, and maybe some things that you want to know too. What has been your favorite stadium to play in, and why?
Let me see. 7 years in, my favorite stadium to play in thus far has got to be Lambeau Field, Green Bay Packers. The nostalgia there, the history, the fact that every time I played there, it had to be cold. Which made it even better. I mean, at that time, playing against Aaron Rodgers, a legend in of itself. So I think just the hype that goes into, especially now playing for Detroit, it's like, man, those are enemies. So man, it's always been Green Bay. But yeah, definitely playing for Detroit now is definitely Green Bay.
What is something that the fans don't know about the NFL offseason that they should?
You should know there's not a such thing as an off season. You should know that with no doubt. Even when you're off, you still got to be on your game. Even when you're off, you still got to be training. You got to be practicing. You got to be working your craft. Got to be watching film. Even when you're off, you probably got other responsibilities like myself. I got 2 kids. I got a wife. I got all the other kind of things that I'm still working towards. So it's not just football, football, football. After that, it's no more football. It's like it's football, football, football. Now it's time to focus on other endeavors where I can self improve. I can build myself, build my own brand. So it's never really an off season for us. And like even in our quote unquote off season, the only thing that changes is the time I wake up. It's the only thing that changed. I wake up about an hour and a half later, and that's the only thing that really changes.
Wow.
But yeah, I mean, you get a little more sleep. You get to travel and things like that. Beyond that, man, you still got to be on your grind. You still got to take care of your body. Your body is, that's what you get paid.
What is the biggest adjustment about switching cities that you play?
I would say being tied in with the community. I mean, that's the hardest thing or the biggest adjustment you have to make. You know, being able to volunteer or be tied into like kind of like what's going on, like what does the community need. I think that's the hardest thing, especially when you're going from, this is my third team in general. This is the third city I done played in. So I played in Missouri, played in Atlanta, and now I'm playing in Detroit. It's just hard to get that foundational, like, oh, I need this done. I know who to go to. I need this opportunity. I want to go do this or be a part of this or support this or help this. And you gotta get background research, make sure you're doing the right thing or supporting the right cause and well, who's the leader of the organization and what is their role. Like, I think the biggest thing is like being able to get tied into the city in of itself. So that's probably the biggest adjustment. Simple things in life. Where to get your hair cut, your wife gonna ask you where can I get my nails done. It's a
That's
hassle.
very important. It's very important. What advice would you give someone on rehabbing properly?
I would say never settle for anything. Like if you don't understand what's going on in your rehab process, or you want to know more about what you can do to get better in regards to like getting to 100% quickly, as fastly, as efficiently as you can, always search for answers. So don't just go to one doctor or go to one PT or physical therapist and say, "Oh, well, what's my course of plan of action?" And they say, "Oh, this is what we're going to have laid out for you." Okay, cool. I thank you. I'll take what you want to say and go to another one and say, "Well, what should I do for my injury?" And they'll tell you something differently, probably, or they'll tell you the same thing. And just don't ever settle for like what one doctor, what one professional says. Like go to different resources, use different resources, and looking into alternative medicines. Looking into other things that can help you get better. Stem cell, PRP, and like you said, stretching, yoga, like whatever it may be. Look for it.
How do you manage your home life and work life during the season in a healthy way?
I've done a great job, especially within the last 3 years. Now having 2 kids in 3 years, I've done a great job of like listening, right? Like being knowledgeable, like what's going on in that pleasant or that present time and place. So like for example, if I get home from practice, I had a great practice, have a bad practice, whatever it may be. Um, you know, I'll have methods in which I can do to make sure I don't take that to the house. Like especially if it's something like I didn't have a great day that I would like. I would sit in the car, I sit there for 10 minutes or so before walking to the house, make sure I check my feelings, check however whatever happened at work at the door, and then go into the home. My wife does a great job of like helping me out in regards to like, okay, if I'm tired or even off season, I'm like tired from workouts, something like that, or if I have company or something, like she'll take over for the kids. Like it's already something we talk about beforehand. Like, hey, you got the kids tonight? Yeah, I got it. Or she'll say, yo, I'm about to go do some of my friends. Can you take the kids? No doubt, I got them. So I think that's the biggest thing is it's just communication. So I think the balance really comes in, and not everybody's fortunate to be married or to have a wife or whatever the case may be, but for the guys who are in the league who does have families and things like that, I think communication is the best. planning beforehand. Like if I have a away game, this week gonna be a tough week. You know, I'm leaving on Saturday, I'll be back Sunday. You know, so we got to get things done earlier in the week. You know, whether that's meal prepping or whether that's making sure the kids are okay. You know, in terms of getting to school and stuff like that, or having like a nanny. There's so many things logistically that has to happen, but being proactive. You know, solving problems before they become problems. Honestly.
Do you think the NFL should expand to more teams?
Uh, I don't know. That's a steep question.
We asked the deep questions here.
That's very steep right there.
They talking about putting more teams.
Yeah, you add more teams, you add more players, you diversify the pool a little bit, have more opportunities, have more fans experiences and like original teams and things like that. Why not? Like, why not add one or two more teams? You know?
What's your opinion about players being able to wear any number?
Hey man, hey, that ain't gonna lie, that'd be dope.
But they already, so they can wear any number now. I see
Yeah,
them.
yeah. I mean, that's cold because it's like if I have a D line, it's like 1, 2, 3, 4.
Some people think it looks kind of funny.
It's funny, but it's dope. I mean, and it's hard to categorize guys now, you know. But that'd be cool. Like 1, 2, 3, 4, offensive line, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think it's cool. I think it's cool.